This is Chris. Just want to say I am down in beautiful Brooklyn. I think you got the Brooklyn Bridge and the New York Bridge, whichever one this is called over here. I think it's a little bit of a joke to kind of say, hey, Mayor de Blasio, Governor Cuomo, President Biden, what are you trying to sell us, a Brooklyn Bridge or something with the vaccine? You know, and the push to do that, and then de Blasio has a push to where they're only going to allow, they did a concert recently where they wouldn't allow people to attend it, or it was free to be attended by folks that had been vaccinated. And I think to spend taxpayer money to do that, and there's executive orders that show that they let NYPD Blue, which is so NYPD boat over here, I think I'm in the 9th precinct, but I love you guys. Regardless, I'm just real disappointed in Commissioner Shea, because I think you guys could step up and run this city. You know, in the face of tyranny from political guys. And I know Shea was politically appointed by de Blasio, but I think he's a better man than de Blasio. And I just encourage him to you know, look in the hearts of your officers, the one that directed me, the ones that did direct me down to one police plaza when I had contaminated face masks. And then to get turned away was very disappointing and heartbreaking. However, we live to fight another day. I went on my rants and I apologize for the yelling, and sometimes that kind of stuff doesn't get through, as well as just a non-emotional conversation to talk, but I just am at my wit's end. Because, you know, our government's sold us down the river. And I don't know, but I know the amount of bodies, you just stack them up from here to there, you could probably, as high as these spans are and all the way over, you could fill a space that big with the amount of people, probably just in this state, that have died. If you were to land end to end, who knows how many times you can go back over. And we're better than that. We're better than our government's allowing us to be right now. But it's going to take the civilian authorities to arrest the de Blasios, and arrest the Cuomos, and arrest the Bidens for signing illegal orders. And those illegal orders to stand down and not investigate cases like mine, where they direct you to consumer affairs, that's endangering the public. That's a simple public endangerment charge, well within their charter to arrest them for that, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say no, they would have endangered the public because people have died. And why they would issue those kind of orders for them to go through a process. Or what is consumer affairs going to do with contaminated face masks? Why would it be necessary to bypass the good department, the fine department of the New York City Police, with all the investigative resources they have at their power? And they have. And it's in the consumer affairs. Now, I don't know anything about New York consumer affairs, but I do know that when you're talking about potential cases of bioterrorism, if there's contaminants that are in face masks, why would you be sending that kind of charge or that kind of situation to consumer affairs? Clearly it's not. You know, clearly there's a nexus between those orders and Big Pharma and the executive branch of our government that has betrayed us. And I just ask Commissioner Shea and your top deputies and your chief of D's and the different guys at the precincts, who I know want this stuff properly investigated, because in the precincts that I've been in and the officers that I've talked to, and I talk to them regularly down in the 24th, and they're really nice to me there. And they encourage me there, and someone the Port Authority did when I was at the World Trade Center. I left in such a state, I was thinking calling the Port Authority police and seeing if I could get some help there. But somebody needs to step up and arrest these guys. So maybe I'll reach out to the chief of D's, maybe I'll reach out to whomever. The telephone number that they gave me at one police plaza when I went last week was said it was for what was it? Not internal affairs, but some internal department. But the number, it just ran in circles. It wasn't even a legit number that the guy gave me. So I'll continue to push. I asked Jay to please search your heart. I mean, anything that you've done that you would feel that would belie guilt, that you would think, I would submit to you that you were conscripted by the executive orders. The executive order comes with a bowl of cherries, I'm sure, because these cops aren't wanting to just stand down, and then maybe there's some guilt that they feel because they benefited somehow. How that would have happened, I don't know. Maybe something in the 401ks, maybe some bonus pays, maybe whatever. But it doesn't matter. However it came down and whatever deal was made, you guys just step away from it. I always say take a loot. But in the end, stand up and do the right thing. There's 36,000 fine men and women that Commissioner Shea has at his disposal. They could easily manage, the inner workings of this city, along with the great people in the fire department who are the bravest. And these guys here, the strongest. I wanted to be a sanitation worker when I was a kid. The first job I wanted to have, I thought I was going to crawl my mom's head back, but I thought, hey, driving on the back of a garbage truck would be a good way to meet neighbors. And it was back when you could ride on them. Apparently now, they've taken the back step off them where they don't let you do that anymore. But the bravest, the strongest, and the finest. You guys can run this city. You don't need political hacks that are looking out for themselves, that have been paid off, we know, by Big Pharma. Otherwise, they would have never issued those orders. They're not concerned about the public, to the contrary. And you know that to be true. So search your hearts. Look for the truth. It's starting to come out. My name's Christopher Howard. God bless and keep you.